With race cars that reach 200 miles an hour and 9,500 RPM, these vehicles are subject to tremendous vibration, physical stress, and unbearable track conditions. Perhaps that's why race teams aren't just committed to winning the race, they're concerned about finishing the race.
My name is Pierre Cutel, and I'm the crew chief on the number 60 Henkel Loctite car. During race day, the biggest concern obviously is getting to the end. That's the big goal for the day. Usually in the race, the things that are most inevitable is the struggle to get from the start to the finish.
I'm Randy Ping, engine builder for the Henkel car. The conditions on the average track are brutal. For an engine guy, there's heat. You've got heat from the headers, heat from the track. The chassis guys have a tendency to want to put a lot of tape over the nose. It increases the downforce for them, but it's murder on an engine guy because we get very little airflow going through the engine to keep it cool.
My name is Jack Roush. I'm chairman of Roush Industries. Our biggest challenge on race days is to make the right decisions.
We want to make sure that all our pieces and parts are in place to make sure we do not have any mechanical problems to affect the end of the race.
There's a concern on any part inside the engine and externally vibrating loose. That's why we use a lot of the Loctite products.
Vibrations are very high in the race car. That's where the thread locker works well on the suspension part of the car through all the vibrations along with the engine, keeps things together.
Well, in the pre-Loctite adhesive era, there was great risk at having fasteners come loose through vibration, through fasteners come loose through the failure of lock washers.
Once you Loctite it, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's no longer a concern race day or practice or even on the dyno.
There's a substantial amount of pressure put on the back of the car, so it's pretty important that we keep the spoilers bolted on, and the thread locker is a big part of that.
If you properly secure something with Loctite on the threads, it'll be there for forever.
A little dab of blue Loctite, torque it, and you forget about it. It's good to go. Every work area has got at least 3 or 4 bottles of the Loctite, different grades, and then the thread sealant also.
We use Loctite 242 on the front suspension for the bolt applications on the upper control arms, lower control arms.
We would use the blue 242 on the bar that holds the rocker arms to the cylinder head.
We use Loctite pipe seals on a lot of the plumbing applications.
And we'd use the red 271 on any studs or anything that would be more of a permanent application.
We use the Loctite 271 on calipers to ensure that the hats stay with the rotors. A lot of heat in the brake system. We want to make sure that all those bolts stay connected.
And in certain cases we would use green.
If we didn't use Loctite products on our race car, it would make my job a little more worrisome as far as getting to the end of the day.
Without Loctite we would definitely have an engine failure.
Loctite products are real important to the success of Roush Racing. All the teams throughout the whole company use Loctite products, and that is a peace of mind that gets us to the finish line every week.
We've actually melted engines down before that the cylinder heads on the aluminum were so soft that they were junk, but the Loctite still held the bar to the cylinder head. Even if an engine's destroyed, the Loctite's still holding the pieces in place where we designed it to. The use of Loctite products in the car during the race alleviates worries from an engine builder. I don't have to worry about things coming off of the engine. If there's a failure, it's a part failure. It's not because it came loose.
With Loctite products, we can make sure that we will get to the end of the day with complete success.
Realizing that the question might come up today, when was the first time I became aware of Loctite? And it was probably 1968 or 1970 by the time I discovered Loctite.
When I was younger, actually before that I was doing carburetors, and we used Loctite on all the butterfly screws.
First time I got introduced to Loctite products was probably when I was a little kid. My father and the businesses that he had, I've always seen it on the shelf, and it's been around in my lifetime for a long time.
And we were in a situation where there were a couple of ways to secure fasteners. One was with the time-proven traditional steel lock washers. I was frequently maddened by the fact that a lock washer would break in operation and you loosen the fastener. With the Loctite, as I became aware of it, I was able to secure a fastener without the lock washer.
Yeah, I use all Loctite products at home. Everything from the bicycles I put together for the kids to my own street cars and everything else. So yeah, I use Loctite products at home.
It's on all my vehicles, if I'm doing a modification, instead of a lock washer, I'll use the blue Loctite. I don't have to worry about a split washer breaking, and I know I can always take it apart if I want to, and it's there to stay.